Hello and welcome to week 2 of Composition 2. So this week, um, I'll be responding, if I haven't already, to your discussion boards from week 1. So I'm going to jump to that real quick just to make sure you know where we are. So I'll be responding to your discussions from the Q&A, you in writing, might just be more of a class response. And then claims and warrants, I'll be looking at that. So I should be providing you feedback. It is really just Tuesday of week 1. So like I said in the previous video, or not previous video, but in one of my other videos, teaching an online class can be difficult because I'm trying to prep the next week while grading the previous week and keeping up to date on what's happening during the current week. So I will be responding to your discussion board post. To do that, you can go right to the discussion board and you can see over here the number of unread posts and things like that. And you can click here and you can read things like, if you're bored, read what I say to others. I think I am asking you to respond to other students. Not, that's all right too. You can click, I don't know if you can click on collect, but I can. So you can read them all and you just read some of my responses. I think that's a good thing to do because I answer some of these questions in here. So I might, if I can remember I might compile a list of my responses just so you have that. Otherwise, make sure you go through the discussion boards and get those taken care of. It might be tempting to work ahead by going to the discussion board, but sometimes I don't have the grade book linked to the discussion board. So just be careful about that. Anyway, on to week 2. Sorry about that. We are starting, They Called Us Enemy. We are reading the first 51 pages. You will notice that it is a graphic memoir. So we'll read really quickly. So we have a discussion post for that. We are also reading Sean Blanda's The Other Side Is Not Dumb, which you might have read in Comp 1, but I think it's important to read again. One of the things I'm asking you to do way down here is to write a summary of, it's a short summary of They Called Us Enemy. There's also a journal assignment. This is our first journal assignment. Looking about 250 words to 500 words. It's not terribly long, but it's in relation to the Blanda essay. So we have this post here. And again, to get to the discussion board, you just click on it and you click create thread and it'll show everything here. So hopefully you already know how to do all that because I didn't go over it in week 1. Sorry about that. I have this assumption that you know how to use Blackboard. So we have a lot of other things that are going on in addition to the reading. We are going to start thinking about our topics. I explained last class or last week that we are working on this major project. And so that project is a problem solution type essay. You're making an argument and you're coming up with a solution for it. It's not necessarily a problem, but something that you want something to be done about. So you can read a little bit about topic selection here. I have some videos that I put together. Then there's a topic selection worksheet. The idea is we're going to begin. I should make this a PDF. I'm sorry. I'm going to wait for this to come up. That's my Comp 1 syllabus, by the way. All right, so we're going to begin by thinking about what things matter to you, because maybe when you think, oh, you're going to make an argument, you're going to think of something big, global warming or whatever. But you can make arguments about things that are closer to you, that are local. So this worksheet helps you think about, who are you in your identity. Maybe you have a disability that's very prominent and you want to arrive at that, or somebody in your family has something going on. Maybe someone has COPD. That's like a lung thing, right? I think maybe you put that down in there. You're a caretaker for somebody. That's kind of where I'm getting at for this family thing. Or maybe you work, or you're a stepmom and you've had things like that are going on. What are some of these stigmas about stepmoms? You can start writing about that. Maybe in the past you worked this job, or maybe you want to do this and you don't feel it's possible. So you've given up on a dream of yours. Well, your argument paper can look at why is it difficult to achieve these sorts of dreams. So that's what's kind of cool about doing this. I say cool in a nerdy academic way. Um, Local stuff. So what are things that are going on? I like this one, makes you shake your head. Like there's stupid stuff that happens, right? All the time. There's things that are going to make you mad. I know, politically and socially, there's a lot of stuff going on. I do generally like to stay away from political issues because a lot of times um, it requires us to try to find common ground or understand different points of view. And that's sometimes difficult for a lot of people because we connect our moral and ethical identities to our political stances, which, I don't know if that's always a good thing because it makes us unmovable. It matters to you nationally. So things that are happening around the country. So maybe you're concerned about supply chain. Maybe you're concerned about gas prices, all sorts of stuff that's happening, issues and concerns. So this is like all sorts of stuff that are happening. That's always interesting. And then once you've done all that, you can print this out or you can highlight things, but look at things that are coming up and repeating. So think of some topics, things that happen, and then put these down in here. You can have many more. You can just copy this and think about how it affects you, who controls it, what can be changed about it, who does it benefit. So these are really good questions to ask to get you thinking a little bit more about whether or not you can actually call for a change. And so I have a sample. You're not turning in your worksheet, by the way, you're just doing it. So I have some presentations. I have some do's and don'ts as well. I guess I should make a list of topics that we shouldn't have as well. So I'll try to do that if I can remember. But generally, I don't like to restrict you too much, but there are some that just don't work. So what'll happen in this discussion board and the upcoming discussion boards about topic selections is I will respond to every one. And you do need to read those and take those in effect because many times people will just plow on ahead without addressing any of the concerns I have, and then come down to the end and be like, wait a minute, I have a big problem. Oh, you didn't read my comments. So make sure you do that. So those are the big things that we're doing. There's a reflection on the topic selection, and all those should be in the grade book. If they're not, we'll do that, but I'll double check everything. So that is where we are for this week. It's not a ton of stuff, but we're plugging along, really getting warmed up. If you have questions, please make sure you contact me. Have a great week, and I look forward to hearing from you as you write and getting to know you more.